sometimes your life starts to like fall apart a little bit, but you don't really process it? Maybe the house is a little messier. You're not going to the gym as often as you usually do. Maybe there's a lot more fast food in the car. None of these things are inherently bad. These are often indicators to me that like my discipline is off, something is happening, I'm not thriving as much as I could be. And here's the thing is, I don't know where my discipline went. It is gone. It is currently out the window. Sometimes the discipline's there, sometimes she flies away and I don't even realize it. So this week, what I'm doing is I'm getting it together. I have not written in about a month. I'm really fine with that. Well, I mean, I would have liked to. It would be nice if I was saying, yeah, I finished my draft. That would be great. That's not where we are. I'm in this point where there's so much instant gratification. Like if I want to go on my phone, I'll go on my phone. Go get a coffee, go get an ice cream, go do something. Like there's nothing stopping me. And I just remember when you were little and you were in like an elementary school class and it was like, you get a pizza party at the end of the month. And so there was this anticipation built up. I just don't have a lot of that right now. And so I'm trying to reintroduce that into my life. So things that I want to do every day, that I'm going to check off every day, even if it's busy. Even when it's busy, you hear me? I would like to write for 25 minutes. That is the bare minimum, but that's what I would like to write for because I've been writing for 0. So 25 is better than that. Have a clean kitchen and laundry. I would like to do one workout a day, whether that's at the gym or a walk or a shoot day, whatever it might be. And then have 15 minutes of like meditation prayer kind of thing. I could already feel my discipline just leaving my body. But no, we're gonna do it. You know what's the worst is when you stop following a routine but you don't even notice it until like a week after you've stopped following. Like, does this happen to other people? I'll be going strong on everything. I'll be writing every day. I'll be eating really well. I'll be going on all these walks, be very consistent at the gym. And then on one day I'll wake up and I'll be like, wait a minute, I haven't been doing that for like a week now. Now I'm in a funk and all my joints hurt and I feel like garbage. Like what? I have not gone back into my book yet, and I'm going to this evening, and I don't even remember where I left off, and I think probably part of the reason that I subconsciously left the manuscript and actually left it was because I was struggling and I didn't want to go back in. Because when I'm excited about what I'm writing, I oftentimes am like actively going back in again and again. But the way that it becomes easy is by doing it more. And I know this because I've done this multiple times. So I don't know why I stopped doing it. But literally I only stopped for like maybe a month tops. And that's not even bad. That's just called a break. It's funny to me that when we take intentional breaks, it's like, oh, I'm taking a month off for my manuscript. This is great, letting it set, letting my creativity refill. I love a break. But then when I subconsciously take a break where it was not an active break, it was just like, oh, I haven't written for a month. Then I view it in such this different way. Everyone, in a shocking turn of events, that was the most stressful 45 minutes of my life. I almost lost my whole novel just now, in living history. So my computer says things to me a lot that are like, hey, we don't have any disk space. And I'm like, you know what? What's the point of getting this bougie computer if you're just gonna run out of disk space? Like, get it together, whatever. So I delete a bunch of videos that I have backed up other places. I'm like, whatever. And then I'm like, you know what? I should also just get rid of some temp files that are just sitting around. Don't make my mistakes, everyone. Don't delete your temp files. And I deleted my temp files and I was like, okay, feeling good. Wrong. I open up Scrivener. Well, I restart my computer. And then I'm like, oh, let me open Scrivener. And it's like, that file doesn't exist. And I'm like, and I'm like, well, that's weird. I'll just look in the autosave of it. I'll just look in the backup. All the places I was like, this is the end, everything's over. To be fair, I'm only on chapter 1 of this rewrite. When I finished the first draft, I copied it all into a Word document. So I have a Word document that's backed up in 2 places of my entire first draft. So it's not like it would have been that much work, because really I've just been making notes. That's what I would have lost, would have been my notes. turns out I had saved this on my OneDrive, thank the good Lord. And so I went into the OneDrive recycling bin and I'm like going back to previous versions. I was about to call tech support. It was about to be a moment. It's the moment of like, am I gonna get this back? Like, everybody back up. Don't delete your temp files. Don't delete your temp, because I'm looking up all these articles and they're all like, just look in your temp files. It'll be right there. And I'm like, that's what I deleted. That's what I deleted. Don't do it. Now I'm just too stressed to write more. Like that was my writing time for the evening. Was a little lesson in technology safety. Now I'm just gonna watch some Selling Sunset, feel my feelings, go to bed. Hi everyone, so fun story. From the hours of 1 a.m. to 4 a.m., the fire alarms in my apartment went off every 10 to 20 minutes. Yeah. And okay, you might be asking yourself, Lisa, why didn't you just go stay somewhere else? At 1, when it had been going off for quite a while, and not continuously like, oh, there's a fire, I would have done that, but I called maintenance and they were like, okay, we'll send someone there soon. So I'm like, okay, I'll just stay awake till maintenance gets there. Then at 4 in the morning, after I've been awake for that amount of time, I was watching the new season of Selling Sunset in the middle of the night. It was really an experience, one I would recommend. Then I get a call from maintenance and they're like, wait a minute, I'm sorry, is your fire alarm still going off? And I was like, yep, it has been 3 hours. Yes, it is still going off, thank you. And then he's like, okay, fixed it, it's good, walks out. As he's walking out the door, it beeps again. I'm like, is it good? Did you fix it? Because I don't really think you did. But moral of the story is, I don't know how many hours I slept. Really set me up for a great day. I'm just so tired, but I want to get back into I want to stop having excuses. Could I just want to do it? Could I just find the motivation? Could I just be motivated? That would be nice. I would like to be motivated, but I'm not right now. So yeah, hopefully practice will put in the work. Hi, it's Friday. I thought I'd do a little end of the week wrap up here. Did I write in my novel? No. And you know what? That was the point of it. And you know what? I understand that. Yesterday, I did write something. It was essentially fan fiction for my own book. And not the one I'm currently working on, a past one. You guys, I really did think I was gonna write more this week, or just at all generally. Every time I think about my manuscript, I don't want to write. And it's not that I don't like the book. The problem that I'm having right now is I like where it's at right now. I know that the next part is the part that's not fun, which I still have to do it. There's no reason to put this off. It's a busy time of year for me, but I really do not want to let this escape me for months, because it's not going to get less busy. It's not. So I just have to make the time to do it. But let's focus on positive for this week, because while it was obviously not 100%, having that whiteboard situation was really helpful to just keep my mind around. I was thinking about my book again. I was thinking about writing. I was thinking about what I was doing, instead of just getting sucked into a content hole and not really thinking about things in the afternoon. You guys, before this week, I've been going out in the morning for coffee, just by myself, just grabbing a coffee before work at a coffee shop every day. Every day in this economy. Who said that was allowed? And it snuck up on me. It did. I don't want to see that face. Okay, it did. Being conscious of things is the first step to making changes into other tangible habits, right? So I'm feeling I think hopeful is what I'll say. Okay, hi, it's Friday evening. I'm cleaning my kitchen, which is a shock to everyone in humanity. Everyone is shocked. They actually wrote a news article about it. You know who's a great resource is Sarah Cannon. I think that's her name, right? Heart Breathings, she's awesome. There's a lot of different writer people on the internet. Shocking. Some people I like to watch for like vlogs. Sometimes it's just helpful to hear people talk in depth about their edits. There's a lot of people who do this, but like Meredith E. Phillips is who I'm thinking of specifically. Great girl, great gal, love her stuff. She just talks very calmly and logistically about everything that's happening. I listen to it, and this is not a bad thing, but I zone out and I'm like, yeah, I could be organized like that. Sarah Cannon does similar things to Abby Emmons, I would say. Both are great. Logistically, how do you edit a book? How do you structure your time? Actionable action steps, how to, very educational based. Both are great. I've been watching Sarah Cannon a lot recently. She's doing this writer reset moment of her life, and she's just very inspirational. And I'm feeling inspired. So that's good. I also am editing my book right now. And Sarah Cannon said something that was really stuck with me, and it's like every author is different, but also every book is different. And I was like, yeah. Each of those editing stages is gonna look a lot different. And so I'm just trying to figure out like what I need to actually do, because I have a lot of notes that apply, but they're more scene level. And I can't figure out if it's because I outlined really well for the first time, so there's less structural edits to make. I can't figure out if it's that or if I'm just missing something. Like I should be focusing on the structural components of it. But I feel like structurally it's okay. And I am addressing a couple structural things. So I think what I'm gonna do is write through it and try to do it in a quicker amount of time and not take so many 2-week breaks. Sometimes I have a moment where I'm like, are my characters even like real? Like, I mean, they're not. Do I know who my character's parents are? Like, does it matter? Like, do I need to know that? And I'm also like, should I focus on the dialogue for this round? Or should I focus on character composite, like character development? Or should I focus on other things or all of these things at the same time? Is this all one edit? Like, and I feel like I incorporate a lot of things into those characters the first time around. So I'm gonna let beta readers identify those for me, is my current hypothesis. We're getting back in the swing of things. I was looking back on the first clip of this video, and I just remember being in that spot and thinking that creating this list, this checklist, was gonna solve every problem that I was having. And this was only like 2 weeks ago. It was really not that long ago. I remember being in that spot. It's definitely not the worst spot I've ever been in, but I was in a funk for a while. I was just not really thinking. I know that sounds weird, but like I was just kind of floating around doing what was easy. That wasn't what was like fulfilling. I needed that system, and systems like that are helpful for me to get my butt back in gear. There's this thing that I've always thought where it's I want to want it, you know? But I think at the beginning of this, I wanted to want to write. I wanted to desire being healthy, but I just didn't. And so like forcing myself to do those things was a struggle. And I think now I'm at the point where I just want to do it. And so I'm so much more likely to just do it because I actually feel that pull again, which is good. That's where I'm going to leave it for today. Thanks for sticking around with me. If you feel like you're kind of in funk, or if you're realizing that you're in a funk, just start somewhere. Just start somewhere. Anyway, I will see you next week.